Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Women in Power. Today, I have the pleasure of changing things up a little bit, and we're going to talk about a program. And I have today the Principal Program Manager, Kellie Piber, with me. Kellie, can you say hello to everyone for a second? Tell us what you do.
Yes, hello, everyone. Super excited to be here with you. Danielle, thank you for having me. As Danielle mentioned, Principal Program Manager on the SA Partner Success Team here at Microsoft.
Awesome. Okay, so you have something very exciting that I think we really want to bring to the Women in Power, and that is the Fast Track Recognized Solution Architect. I happen to tell you that I was the winner of this back in 2021. This thing is very heavy, by the way. It can be a weapon if needed. But yeah, so this is a program that is absolutely near and dear to my heart. I have so many amazing stories that have come out from receiving this beautiful thing. I'll also put a bicture in there because I got the big swag bag or box.
Yes.
Right.
With the Charles letter
Oh my
and
gosh.
lots of goodies.
And I fangirled so hard because I'm like, it's Charles. Like,
Of course. I mean, everyone loves the swag, but what they tell us is like getting that letter from Charles is just
yeah.
recognition in of itself. So,
Oh yeah, I think I have it. Oh yeah, I brought it with me. So I even have the
Was that for today's call only, or do you always have that back there? Is what I need to know.
my office is actually a hot mess right now because we just got flooring put in. So it's usually on a shelf all looking cool and everything, but now it's behind me because of that reason. And I was like, I'm not gonna move it yet. But yeah, so it's a braggable moment, okay?
It is. It's a huge accomplishment, one that you should be proud of. So well
No,
done.
absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so can you walk us through, just for those who have never heard of the program before, give us, kind of a walkthrough of what that really means.
Definitely. So as you mentioned, it's the Fast Track Recognized Solution Architect Program, or FTRSA. And essentially, FTRSA is a annual program that we run where solution architects at partner organizations, typically SI partner organizations, can nominate to be given this distinction. In order to get this, the process is really threefold. One, you'll look at the eligibility requirements, which I would highly encourage everyone to look at in detail this year. We have changed the eligibility requirements quite substantially from years past. So you'll have two categories in which you can nominate for: Dynamics 365 or Power Platform. Within Power Platform, there's a category of Power Apps or Power Automate. So after reviewing all the eligibility requirements, if you know that you can meet those requirements, you simply nominate by completing the nomination form. Once you do that, our teams at Microsoft will review your submission. We'll understand if A, you're meeting the requirements that we set forth. And then two, because we get so many wonderful submissions, we determine which group that is meeting the minimum eligibility requirements. We'll go on to that next phase, which is an interview with the appropriate engineering teams at Microsoft. So either our Power CAT or Customer Advisory Team for Power Platform, or our FTRSA program for Dynamics. So it would be the Fast Track team. Once you go through the interviews, which you would know more about, Danielle, which I heard they're not super easy. They're thorough.
They are not. They are nerve-wracking, but you do walk away going, I knew more than I thought,
Yes, yes. And it's a great opportunity to really showcase your skill set, have the conversation with Microsoft engineering members. And if you are moving forward after the interviews, we are then recognizing you as a Microsoft Fast Track Recognized Solution Architect. There's a number of different benefits that come with that. As you mentioned, the lovely letter from Charles Lamana, the box of different swag, which changes every year.
Yep.
But then also we're giving you benefits like you'll have access to our engineering leadership teams through quarterly meetings, and a bunch of other benefits that we slightly alter each year. So definitely recommend people check those out as well.
Yeah, so I think it's important to really showcase. Now, when I was going through it, I had my leadership at the partner that I was with nominate me. Can someone self-nominate, or does it have to come from their management?
Such a great question. So it could be twofold. As you said, they can either have someone within their partner organization nominate them, or they could self-nominate. And again, I think because those eligibility requirements are so different this year from years past, it's super important prior to going through the lengthy nomination process and submitting all of your proof of evidence, just make sure you are meeting those or can meet those requirements. One of the fun things that we did, because we are or have changed the eligibility requirements, we've also extended the nomination period as well. So you have between now, it actually opened on October 15th, through February 3rd to go in and get your nominations in. So hopefully that extra month provides folks the amount of time that they need to get their submissions in.
Okay, perfect. Now, do you guys have a number that you arrive at every year, or is it change every year depending on how many people are nominated
Yeah,
through?
a great question. It changes every year.
Okay.
I will say we have done a really good job this year of doing demand generation. So I'm expecting there's going to be more submissions and nominations than we have received in years past. And that's another reason to really focus on, I would say, both the quality of your submissions, but also the quantity. One of the things that we're asking this year, in addition to the kind of mandatory prereqs, is also showing how you're contributing back to Microsoft's business contributions. So there's
Okay.
additional requirements where you could submit proof of one or more activities, like can you submit additional reference architectures? Have you submitted a customer or partner case study? So the more that you're submitting, I would say it's not mandatory, of course, but that gives us a bigger pool of evidence and artifacts to really go through and assess the quality of that will help probably push you to the next phase, which is that interview phase with Power Cat and the fast track team.
Amazing. Yeah. So, and just for fun, like one of the things going through the process was amazing. There was a lot of visibility to it. Of course, you do get to see your name and lights and stars and all that kind of stuff, which is also fun. But I would say like, even from the trajectory of my career, I absolutely think having that on my resume of things that I've
Yes.
accomplished is one of the bigger things that really helped me not just be another consultant who was functional,
Yeah.
but say like, hey, I'm functional, but I have the chops to understand how to do all these other things. So again, if you're a functional person, I would still suggest lean into this. If you can meet the
Yes.
qualifications, don't think this is just for the pro tech people out there. Like I am absolute proof that you're not going to have to be a pro to get into this level.
I love
So
that call out too. And one of the things that we're also focusing on this year, and you'll see this in that interview phase of this, is really assessing not only on the technical, but also the functional, as you just said, skill sets and areas. So love that call out.
yeah, so I know when I did it, there were not a ton of women in this program. So this is also a huge call to action for the women in power. Let's change. One of our biggest missions we have is to empower each other, do the things that are scary, and try. Because if nothing else, you're going to learn what maybe you didn't have this year that you can apply for next year. So I want to make sure that we have a glowing large amount of women who are going to be able to get in here, nominate, and if you have any questions, reach out. Let's work together to kind of change how many numbers we could potentially see at the end of this too. So, Kellie, any other pieces that you feel like we should call out during
This,
this? No?
echoing what you said, want to definitely see more women in power representatives within the FTRSA program. The reminder, please be sure to review the eligibility requirements now and get those nominations or submissions in by February 3rd. And if there are any questions, as you said, feel free to reach out to Danielle and myself, and happy to walk you through.
Awesome. And then one other thing on the eligibility, because I do remember when I did it, I didn't have all of it, but I could obtain it by February. So is that
Yes,
something else to be mindful of? If it's something you don't have today, but you can accomplish by that deadline, go for it.
100%. Great call out
Perfect.
as well.
Okay, well, thank you so much for
Thank
having this
you.
time. I really hope that we can change some numbers and representation for seeing it next year when they do the announcements for Fast Track Recognized Solution Architect with Microsoft. All right, well,
Likely.
thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Thanks for everything you do, Danielle. Appreciate it.
Of course, happy to do
Okay.
this. And I seriously, ladies, I want to see some numbers up. All right, so thanks, everyone.
Thanks all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.